Hello everyone, moving on to the next lecture on buffer solution. In my last session I have discussed about what are buffer solutions, acidic buffer solutions, its working and pH. Please go through that video before you watch this basic buffer solutions. Okay, now in today's video we'll be talking about what are basic buffer solutions, its working and the pH formula. So what are basic buffer solutions? These are combinations of weak base and its salt with strong acid. Like in the acidic buffer solution we said whatever is a name, acidic buffer means weak acid. Here basic buffer, so what is weak? Base is weak and its combination with the strong acid we have to take. Now let's take the example weak base, say ammonium hydroxide and ammonium salt we have to take with some strong acid. That can be say ammonium chloride, because HCl is a strong acid and ammonium hydroxide is a weak, so its salt we have taken. This is one example of the buffer solution. You can take any other strong acid also, ammonium hydroxide and ammonium sulfate. Instead of taking HCl salt we can take sulfuric acid salt, that can be ammonium sulfate. These are the direct basic buffer solutions. Now apart from that, like in the acidic buffer we also said if the one of the product formed is having that combination also can be considered. Okay, so let me consider those examples. Say if you have ammonium hydroxide and HCl. Now it looks like it's not a basic buffer solution because it's a combination of a weak base and strong acid. But this is fine. But what if both will react? If both will react, it will result in the formation of ammonium chloride and water. So had it been this and ammonium chloride combination, it was a basic buffer solution. But now in the same example, if we are taking this combination such that ammonium concentration is more. Suppose this is 0.5 molar and this is only 0.1 molar. When the two are reacting, this will be a limiting reagent, this will be excess. Because if 0.1 is reacting, this also will be 0.1. So 0.4 will be left over. So now that leftover and ammonium chloride, this can be a buffer solution. This is one indirect basic buffer solution example. You can have another example of the similar type, like if you have say ammonium chloride and NaOH. Even this doesn't seem to be a basic buffer solution, but what if they react? If the two are reacting, it will result in the formation of ammonium hydroxide and sodium chloride. Right? So if this is taken in excess, not necessarily excess, concentration wise. If its concentration is more than NaOH, then what will happen? This will be left behind. This will be excess reagent. NaOH will be a limiting reagent. Then ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. This combination can act as a basic buffer solution like we discussed here. Okay, this is exactly the same like in the acidic buffer solution. Now moving on to the working of the basic buffer solution. I am taking that common example which will be easy for you to understand, ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. If this ionizes, then this is a weak electrolyte, will not ionize completely, so reversible arrow you will write. It will form ammonium ion and OH minus ion. This is a strong electrolyte, it will form ammonium ion and Cl minus ion. So again there is a common ion. If a common ion is there, we have already discussed the ionization of the weaker electrolyte is suppressed. Now, what if we add to this acid or base? If we add acid, then what happens? That means we have added H plus ion. H plus concentration we have increased. If H plus concentration is increased, this H plus will be reacting with the OH minus ion and it will result in the formation of water. water is neutral, the pH will not be affected. Moreover, even if you say this product is removed, the concentration is increasing towards right hand side. This concentration, even though increases, that OH minus will be reacting with the H plus, and this also will not be affecting because of the common ion effect. Now let us say if a base is added, then what will happen? If to this combination of the buffer solution we add a base, say OH minus ion, this OH minus ion will react with the ammonium ion and it will result in the formation of ammonium hydroxide. Okay, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, will not affect the change of the pH. And moreover, again, if more of ammonium ion it is combining with it, so its concentration is decreased, more should be formed. As per the Le Chatelier's principle, its ionization should increase. Let it increase, ammonium ion form will be reacting, and that will not affect this pH to the greater extent, because ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. So it is not going to change the pH of the solution. Got it? Now let's also talk about the pH formula of the basic buffer solution. Now again we will take this particular example only to calculate. So I am writing that equation once again. Ammonium hydroxide, it's a weaker electrolyte, so it will form ammonium ion and OH minus ion. And the second one is ammonium chloride, which will ionize and it will form ammonium ion and Cl minus ion. Now as we have studied in the beginning of this chapter, law of mass action, if we apply law of mass action to the first equation, it's a reversible equation, so we can apply it to the first one. It is talking about the ionization of the base. That means we will write down Kb, that is dissociation constant or ionization constant of a base. That will be equal to the concentration of ammonium ion into concentration of OH minus ion, that is the product, divided by concentration of ammonium hydroxide. Now just see, what are we aiming for? We are aiming to calculate pH. So to get that pH, first of all we should be knowing H plus concentration. But now because this was base, from here we can calculate OH minus concentration. So what is OH minus concentration here as per the formula? That is Kb into ammonium hydroxide concentration divided by ammonium ion concentration, that is the OH minus concentration, right? Like we wrote earlier that pH is equal to minus log of H plus, we can also write POH is equal to minus log of OH minus concentration, right? So we will use this OH minus concentration here in this formula. So what we will get is POH is equal to minus log of this whole thing, that means Kb, and into concentration of ammonium hydroxide divided by concentration of ammonium ion. Concentration we know, we always write in the square bracket, right? So we can just change this formula. I told you, like in the acidic buffer also, instead of this ammonium hydroxide we can simply write concentration of base. We can write this as Kb into concentration of base, right? And this we can write as concentration of the salt, because this ammonium ion mainly we are getting from salt. The first equation is reversible, so whatever is formed also is forming the reactant. So we can write down the concentration of salt here, right? Now let us open this bracket. So what we will get now, POH is equal to minus log Kb minus log Kb minus log of concentration of base divided by concentration of salt. Okay, now we can also write down this in different forms. We may write it as minus log Kb. This, if we want, we can write plus. If we write plus, it will be now log concentration of salt by base. This will be written. Okay, now the another form is, this can be written as I told you earlier also, pKb. pKb is minus log of Kb. That means instead of this term we can also write the formula as POH is equal to pKb plus log of concentration of salt divided by concentration of base. Okay, so this is the whole formula, which we calculate for the pH of the basic buffer solution. Now what is this equation to called? As I already told you, it is Henderson's Hasselbalch equation. Okay, now this equation is very important for solving the pH problems. Now in case Kb is given, we'll be using this formula. If pKb as such is given, we can use the lower formula also. But even now what we have is just POH. We have to calculate pH. Either you first calculate POH and then subtract it. Okay, I will write down plus first you note down this. This is there in one complete frame. Here, what we know is pH plus POH is equal to 14. Okay, so what you can do is you can just calculate POH by putting all the concentrations and the pKb or whatever Kb value given to you, and then after that you can calculate pH. pH will be equal to 14 minus POH. Okay, now at times you may have different forms also. Now like this, I said pH plus POH is 14. So what is pH? 14 minus POH, or we can say POH is 14 minus pH. So this equation, if you note, please note this. Second, in the similar manner we can also write pKa plus pKb is equal to 14. If this is there, pKb can be written as 14 minus pKa. So note this equation also. This POH value if you put in this equation, and from here the pKb value if you put from here into this equation, from here if you put in this equation, that is 14 minus pK. So this is what I have written here. Instead of POH, 14 minus pH. Instead of pKb, I have written as this, that is 14 minus pKa. Remaining things are the same. So if I just cancel out and the 14 and all, whatever things are common, I will get one more form of the equation. I'm not telling you this is wrong. That depends upon what is given in the question. If KB part is given, we'll be using this. Sometimes in multiple choice questions, you are only asked to identify which is the correct formula for the pH of the basic buffer. So I just told you the alternative way. So this is the alternate formula for the pH calculation for the basic buffer. Okay, so please practice now whatever we have done now, acidic basic pH formula. In the next video, I will be discussing with you the numericals based on the basic and acidic buffer solutions. Okay, practice well. Thank you for watching.